with your host, Sonic Rascal. Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome to the Nexus Wormhole. This is Sonic Rascal, and we're coming to you live from the abyss, the dark abyss known as the Empire, the last empire of the West.
Ready to fight the Kyogres.
Ready to fight the coyotes, the cougars. Here we have Leche the Mono, Mad Monkey Milk, to his enemies, to his friends, Leche. How are you, Leche? What's going on out there?
I'm roaring. I'm ready to rock and roar.
You got it. So let's start tonight with Kamala. Straight Kamala coming at you.
This is the Kamala face.
Yeah, you got it. Now that could be taken as some kind of racist, homophobic gesture. We're just comedians
for
here.
Grinding your teeth.
Pretty soon, grinding your teeth is going to mean something. They're going to read your mind. Somehow you're going to be a racist, homophobic, homo sapien person for grinding their teeth.
Pretty much.
It's been a long week. So I'll tell you what's going on. Republican convention. It looks like all the puppets are coming out. Muppet babies will make your dreams come true. Muppet babies.
Yep, that's true. Except the only one that's not there is Nana. Keeping them all, completely in line because they're running loose. All the Muppets are running loose.
All the Muppets are running loose, and they got no masters. They came to life like Frankenstein, and they're running around. You have Ronald McDonald, head Muppet, talking about how things are going to be okay. The economy is going to recover. The pandemic is not as bad as it seems, and get a Big Mac.
That's it.
Any opinions on that, Leche?
Well, it was funny. After his speech, or I think it was a combination of all the speeches, the different candidates or Republicans in the convention. After all their speeches, everything was said and done, it was fact-checked by CNN, and there was over 20,000 lies that were told. Over 20,000 lies, fact-checked by CNN. That they ran out of things to talk about. They needed probably a 4-hour CNN special to talk about the lies, the deceit, and all the bullshit they put together for that. Unreal, but true.
It's unreal how bad he wants to get elected. It's all about the election for him. He's a big TV star. He did all those TV shows. He was in WrestleMania. Actually, I don't even know if he picked up the Hulkster once. He might have.
Maybe. I wish he would have fought Ted DiBiase.
DiBiase!
I would have loved to
calling
see
him
that.
out.
That $1 Million Man.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, with his move. You remember his move? The $1 Million Dream. It's so bone. It was so bone. He just grabbed him tight and choked the money out of you.
I tell you what, someone's coming off the ropes, and it's straight Kamala, because Biden, he's out. Biden's stepping out.
Now, for all our listeners, if you just want a nice little chuckle, some of you guys want to go back to the yesteryears of old, the days of gold, when gold and wine and silver flowed like wine in this sweet country. Go back to the 80s and type Kamala WrestleMania. You'll remember.
Oh, Kamala's got some nasty moves. She's going to have a couple of grinders to the face. She's going to have a couple elbows to the gut. She's going to have some snap attacks because Biden's out. the funny part is I read it actually, Ronald McDonald said that he wants Biden to take a drug test before he debates him. They're pumping him up full of juices, all kinds of juices. I kid you not. It's what they're doing.
Sure.
Look, man, Biden right now is somewhere below basement, and he's got Kamala to the left. Who knows? Maybe Obama to the right, and they're hooking him up straight to some freaking, I don't even know, some kind of natural juice, something you get at the herb store. I don't know, any kind of huckleberry juice. I don't know.
Well, the good news is next week we're going to have Joe Biden here in our show, and he's going to confirm or maybe deny the stories that have been, the finger's been pointed at him. He's running his campaign, and he needs to set the record straight, and he's chosen the Nexus Wormhole as the medium where he's going to release the information that truly will let us know if, in fact, he's juicing, if he's on Viagra, or if he's just smoking, good old peyote, keep him going.
Either that or he'll completely forget because it's in level 4 of dementia and Alzheimer's, and he'll totally forgot we had, this connection made with him.
Hey, he's in luck.
He's in luck. Man, we're out of luck. I don't know what's going to happen. Whether Ronald stays or Biden wins, we're screwed. I don't see anything good happening to any of us anytime soon. Anybody that's working out there, anybody that's paying taxes, anybody that owns property, anybody out there that it's got, some member with corona or a family member in a nursing home or a facility that takes care of them, you are screwed for a while. Sorry to use the language, but you are. There's no way out of this.
Screwed McDuck.
It's Scrooge McDuck. There's no easy way out. It's like Karate Kid going against the Cobras, the original, because I haven't seen the new one.
No. But it's true. I guess right off the bat, and I think my question is to you, that way you can enlighten me and the other listeners as well.
Sure.
Yeah, who the fuck is Kamala?
Look, I don't really know that much about her.
Nobody knows. Where did they dig her up?
California, man, land of dreams, La La Land. And she put a lot of, just small, people that were just smoking very small amount. Stuff that Giuliani, I actually saw a Fox interview with Giuliani, and he actually said that when he was the attorney for the city of New York, the head attorney, I forget it,
district.
Right. He basically thought that if you were going to put someone away for having a very small amount of marijuana, we're talking not even like he didn't bother with that. He wanted the big guys. He wanted the mafia. He actually, whether you like him or not, he helped clean. He's part of the reason you could actually go to Times Square and hang out with your kids, because prior to him, it was mayhem. I mean, if you were in New York, you could just see prostitutes walking down. There's a Disney store there. And nobody thought a Disney store would open. He pretty much set her record on that. She was just putting them away. Smack, 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 smack. Never even looked at it. I don't know, man. You got yourself a She-Hulk. She could, actually She-Hulk is a good guy. I mean, I can't read her.
Like she's a head butcher.
I can't read her. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I tell you what, she's got a lot of enemies. That's all I know. And a lot of politicians. There's a Jamaican congressman who doesn't like her at all. She's half Jamaican, half Indian. And that's a beautiful mix. It's an American, the American experiment has this beautiful people that come out of all these mixes, but I tell you what, she scares me because she could be very smart. She could be as a lawyer, she could be very cunning. And I know that Biden doesn't have it. I don't care what anybody says. No, I just don't see it.
All he has is dentures. This fucking guy, he's got
bionic dentures, man. Bionic dentures. $6 million man dentures. Instead of
well, one thing I know for sure is that it's never an easy road to the top. And whatever she's had to do to get up to the top, when it comes to politics, it's never clean.
Right.
It's never,
No, politics are
it's never a
corruption,
smooth
right?
ride. These people, they all sleep together, they all do nasty together, they all backstab each other, and then they all go to breakfast the next day together.
Got
So,
it.
you know, who knows what jungle Kamala came from and what she's ready to do. But I'll tell you what, we got to be prepared because this was a big power play by the Democrats. And basically what they did is kind of like the Rocky fight against Drago when the Russians put Drago together.
I was great kid.
You
I
know,
remember that. Yeah.
they fucking cloned Drago.
Drago.
They, they were juicing him up real well, and they're basically just they grew him in a lab and they were freaking making a killer machine out of that boy. And I feel like that's what Kamala is. I feel
Kamala
like
is Drago. You're right
I feel
about
like
that. She
Kamala
look,
is the Drago move that
look.
Biden had to make. Well, not even Biden. I don't think this is Biden's call. I think that the Democratic Party, like in the heyday with Obama, when they pulled Obama out of the hat. I mean, they pulled Obama like a fucking rabbit right out of the magician's hat. Nobody knew who the fuck that guy was either. And they pulled him right out. you know,
Out of the hat.
like, listen, all I'm saying is, you know,
Super,
Kamala has
super.
some slick moves.
Look, Condoleezza Rice was supposed to be one of his picks, and a lot of people thought Condi. They thought, I don't. It's because she knows a lot about international affairs. She's people in the right can, have some connection to her, or at least can understand she has experience. But pulling out Kamala, it's like I don't know, man. It's like
a power play move.
It's a power play move. It's like the last RoboCop. You don't know who he is, but it's not Murphy. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You don't know what's going on, or it's
not Murphy at all.
Or the Gremlins. You know what,
little Gizmo,
little Kamala's gonna come at you. She's gonna go nuts.
Oh man, I'm telling you right now.
Don't feed him. Don't feed her after midnight.
Who's the question still stands? Who the heck is this Kamala chick? Who is she? Nobody knows who she is. Comes out of nowhere and doesn't have a track record. But to me, honestly, I think it's a power play that they try to make.
Yeah.
A Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Because Biden's losing the game. And I care nothing about that carpet freak. Ronald McDonald, whatever, however you want to call him. He looks like a big fat Cheez-It, that fucking guy, like a big Cheeto. He's all orange, he's like a Cheeto. But that guy, I don't buy him. I don't believe in him, but I think he's gonna win.
I don't know. Do you think Biden's gonna win?
No, the big Cheeto's gonna win.
I don't know, man. Look, this is the funny part. I see Big Cheetos, Chester Cheeto. All right, Chester Cheeto is the mascot for Cheetos, except he doesn't talk to. He's overweight. He's been married 3 times.
Right, and he's like rocking that carpet on top of his head.
Right, and you got Biden, who is, I don't know, man. He's some kind of bizarro Pink Panther that's 80 years old. It's just it's not working out. It's a very weird, and I think they picked Kamala because it's got to be nasty, man. And don't feed her after midnight. Straight gremlins.
Yeah. It's going to be an army of fucking Kamalas coming at you before you know it.
It's going to be Skynet Kamala. They're going to freaking come down. They're going to freaking take you out. They're going to be raising your taxes and maybe a mandatory shot. A mandatory.
Yeah. And that's all fine and dandy because that's what they think. We need that. We need to get, we need to get plugged.
Vaccination, a mandatory vaccination to try it out, even though it takes 3 to 5 years to have some kind of safety protocol. Even that famous doctor, was it Gucci or
Fauci?
Yeah,
I heard he's getting a brand of clothing.
Probably, man.
Fauci's. I wear
Fa-
Fauci.
Fa- Fauci freaking masks or Fauci scrubs. That's it. Straight scrubs. Medical scrubs.
We said that in this show. We've
Right.
been talking about it since we started the podcasts here, and we called it out. They're going to mandate vaccinations. This isn't stuff we're just, we don't just grab this stuff out of thin air and we just go ahead and throw it on there and see if it sticks on the
No.
wall. This is stuff that we've been informed, we've been looking, watching the powers that be from a distance with our scopes on, doing our own intel, getting our information in place, and we called it out here and only here at the Nexus and in the wormhole. The mandates were predicted, and the mandates are coming.
Yeah, it's predicted, and I do believe they're going to try to push a vaccination. That it may not be safe. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you if you guys want to take it. I know I won't. I'll let all the other suckers take it first and get whatever allergic reaction. You never know what's going to be in it if it's not correctly tested. And number two, I think things are going to get more militant. You have riots still going on because young kids don't have work. I mean, if they have to get up in the morning and go to a job or have a dream or maybe be in a band or, move to Hollywood, but now they're just breaking windows and asking everybody to raise their fist up. And look, I love the Black Panthers, but I'm not going to follow a Marxist leader. The leader of the Black Lives Matter movement is a Marxist, and she's completely said it. And let me tell you, I ain't gonna. If you still keep breaking windows, eventually something's gonna happen. And I don't know, man. It's gonna be very interesting. I don't know if Ronald McDonald is gonna give up power if Biden wins. He may not. Who knows what kind of state of mind he's in? The
Yeah, I
military
don't
may
think
come
so.
in. It could be like Rome, where the army comes in, and it's going to be very, very weird. And watching some of this stuff is surreal. We just had a hurricane, and I was watching the trending videos in YouTube, and that's number 5 and number 6, number 7. You have some horrible stuff. You have politics. You have really bad music. But hey, Louisiana, the people out there who lost their houses, they may not have a connection to a politician, to a movie star, or to a movement. They're just, country folk that just the wind blew through, and somebody, I guess, will do something about that, hopefully. But
Yeah, I wonder.
I wonder too.
I don't think I've heard that fucking Cheeto guy come out once yet, and
Oh,
even
he's too busy.
address,
He's not being a.
hasn't
That's
addressed the nation, hasn't addressed the Louisiana situation.
not
He
nothing.
hasn't even touched down over there, which is the responsibility of
Well,
the
all the
president
people
to
that
give
voted for
face.
him over there, enjoy your leader.
Cheers.
Cheers, because let me tell you something. A leader has to speak first thing when anything happens
Yeah,
on the ground with boots on, saying we're going to do
that's
something
right.
about this. We're going to help instead of being
Reassure.
more makeup to the left, to the left. I got to get my right side. I got to get my right side.
Yeah,
Forget it.
he's not going over there. Are you kidding me? The wind's
No.
blowing too hard. He'll blow his fucking carpet right off his head.
Yeah. Magical moment. So it doesn't make a difference. All right. Well, let's move on to another topic. Do you have any other topic you want to cover, Leche, or we're good?
I'm trying to think of anything. The last thing I was just thinking about, which when we started off at the very beginning, was I've noticed lately they've been changing the language a lot on a lot of different literature,
Right.
a lot of different applications,
Right.
yeah, just about anything now. What I've noticed lately is that we are definitely opening up the gender acceptance door wide open,
Right.
where they are literally allowing everybody to put any kind of preference down as to what they are, even no longer being human anymore. I just think that this is, for a lot of people, people get so touchy and so
Oh yeah, sensitive.
sensitive about this topic, and they'll probably get upset with me bringing it up. But there's two colors, right? There's black and there's white.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of in between, but the
Yeah.
colors still are the colors
Right.
that they are. And I feel like where I'm trying to get at with this point is, you know, these things that have been happening every day, we get closer and closer to de-evolution rather than evolution. Where I feel like we're setting ourselves up for more of a disaster than something positive.
I think you're right. I mean, my opinion on that is that it's coming to a point where the freedom, people are getting lost in the freedom. They're kind of abusing it in the sense where, to me, it doesn't matter what you do in your bedroom, or if you're a man and you're really a woman, or if you're a woman, you're really a man. Look, I think that in many ways, this is a free country. You're able to express yourself, get surgery, do whatever you want to do. But the tricky part for me is going to be how even a company is going to hire. Because think about this, if you are going for a job and if you're gay and you don't get the job, you may say it's because I'm gay and I'm going to sue you. And you're going to get a lawyer. You may actually win. If you're Christian, it's because maybe you're Christian. You're too Christian for that company. And
Everything's to something.
it's going to be that. It's going to be, maybe too tanned today. Maybe too, my afro's too big, or maybe my beard's too long, or maybe my Trump T-shirt's too red, or whatever. It's absolutely
What a
insane.
waste of time.
And listen, it's a waste of time. Instead of hiring people based on their character, based on what they can do, giving them an opportunity to work and see how hard they work. It doesn't make a difference to me if you're transgender. Hey, if you work hard, if you're a respectful person, if you respect others, go for it. You're in America. But I have a problem when the language starts to change too much, when there's too many choices and variations of something, and if you don't think you're respected enough, that you're just going to go get a lawyer and get justice somehow. And I don't know, man. I actually think things are going to change for the worse, because I think it can go either way. Either people are going to start reading minds. They're going to hire you based upon whatever they think you are, because you can't even prove yourself anymore. You're a
Well, it starts
package.
becoming a liability just to try to hire somebody now.
Exactly. That's exactly. And then, it's absolutely, it looks crazy. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I don't even understand where it's all going to go. It's just packages within packages within packages. It's not about the content of who you are. It's about what colors you represent, what movement you represent. I don't really care.
Right. It's almost like this, I think. And again, I'm not bashing transgenders. I'm not bashing homosexuals. I'm not bashing heterosexuals. I'm not bashing any kind of sex. Um, because I respect whatever it is the person chooses to do. Like you just said, in their own room, in their own home, in
Yeah.
their own with their own family.
Right.
That's their own choice.
That's right.
That's your that's your God-given right.
Right.
But that that God-given right that you have chosen to follow is your path and your path alone.
Right.
Right. So now these things are starting to, the water is overfilling the cup, overfilling the
It's
glass,
overflowing.
and overflowing. And then now I have a problem with, we have these programs on television
Right.
and they're full with this content.
Right.
And these are programs that are geared towards children.
Right.
Now, there is no need for children to, especially those, I believe,
No.
the kids that are missing parental guidance.
Right. Someone's not at home all the time.
Somebody's not at home. They don't have that support. They have a lot of questions.
They don't have rules. They
They don't have
right.
rules, and
They
all
can
they
do
have is
whatever they want.
all they have is a cell phone,
Right.
and all
To
they
look
have is
to
and
look
that's
anything
gonna
up they want.
and that's
Think
gonna
about
be
that.
like, oh yeah, this is what I am. I think this is, no, I don't think that's right. I think that things need to be explained properly until you are of a certain age, and then you decide when you're an adult.
Look, man, I think kids should be kids. I think kids should be playing outside or riding bikes or playing video games. And that sexual energy comes as a teenager, and then, you know, it drives you crazy for a while. Then you eventually figure it out. But the problem is like you said, there's 9, 10-year-old, like it's too young for that much information for you to be exposed. And there's a
And
lot of,
to understand it.
to understand it. And now, you know, you can get hormones from doctors, and I guarantee you there's going to be lawsuits from children in the next, you know, 10 years that are going
Well,
to be,
yeah,
why did you could have said no when I wanted these hormones. You were my parent. I don't understand what's going on with
exactly.
me. Why do I have this, you know, why is my body this way? What happened? Why weren't you there for me as a parent?
Yeah.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And it's
Yeah.
going to be, you know, it's going to be a whole new ball game for society. At least American society. I don't even know how half the world handles this, because
No, even in
like,
Europe, I think Europe's even more open-minded about this shit than they are here in America. Honestly, I think they're
well,
even much more embracing of the subject. But I think, you know, let's say there's kids that they know from the beginning of their life, they know from the get-go that they're
you know, if you
not.
like boys, you like girls, you
Yeah,
must know
there's
on some
some. If you're
level.
born gay, then you're born gay.
If you're
I'm not
born
contesting that.
right,
If you think you're really a woman in a man's body, then
that's all
that's how you've
you.
always. That's all how you always felt your whole
Yeah,
life.
but you have to
That's
come
you.
to
That's fine.
age
Right. But
to
you have to
understand there's
come
choices to be made
exactly, and
that,
what the consequences of the choices are.
right. And
And
look,
that is like now it seems like they've opened the floodgates to that and said, don't worry about it. Come on, come to the smorgasbord and pick. Break is so
oh
exotic.
God,
Chuck
it's,
Norris.
look, just come down to McDuff's buffet and you get your potatoes, get your wings, get whatever you want on. But
Come
why
on,
don't we?
homie.
Why don't you wait to figure out what you want? And look, see, this is the thing. If you say anything like that, how dare you tell my family? Look, I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is this: children are children. They need some guidance, and they may blame you if whatever choices you made for them, or help
Right.
help not help, but kind of like
What?
pushed
Yeah. Why?
along, like,
Why is a 12-year-old girl getting a boob job when she hasn't fully developed?
or even getting her you know, getting everything taken off. It's just absolutely
Yeah, and the
not right.
parents are there signing on the paper
I
saying, "Okay, honey, if this is what you want." Come on, man.
It's a brand new world, and I'll tell you what, it's like I said, as a teenager, you don't know if you want to play guitar, you don't know if you want to, run the marathon, you don't know if you want to be a sports
You
scar,
don't know. Your
you know,
brain is still
and
developing.
right, and those are just hobbies or passions or jobs or careers. I can't even imagine when it comes to hormones, to science. One of the things I value about all the Neanderthals in America is freedom of speech. When you're talking about the language being corrected in Canada a couple of years ago, they try to make it mandatory to use certain pronouns, and I'm totally against. It's not like if you tell me, if you're my friend or my
Why?
neighbor and you tell me I want to be called this, look, man, I'll call you that, but you will not order me to do anything that I don't want to do when it comes to my mouth and to my expression, or it's going to be weird. This is getting weird every day. And I actually don't know how things are going to move after this election with whoever comes in or whoever stays in power. You're going to have somebody that stays in power, maybe cracking down, and there's going to be more riots if there's no jobs. And then maybe if Kamala comes in with Pink Panther, forget about it. It could
Yes.
have gone the other way. So it's all about balance, and I really wish them well, because I don't see it, man. Things don't come up by themselves. Things get made, and China's making everything. China right now is they're getting their forces ready. they're just they're just waiting,
That's a
chopping their
whole,
teeth,
yeah. That's
and
a whole other thing getting ready for.
it's a whole other thing. And I just hope people use critical thinking, keep your emotions in check, and watch out for propaganda and for advertising trying to control your mind or the way you live your life. If you want to do whatever you want to do, do it. But I really believe when it comes to children, they look, Dr. Zeus, Sesame Street. I don't even know. Those are the things that I grew up with. And yes, you have a lot more variety now, but children should be children. That's all I have to say. I don't know if that you have to say to people, you can't medically treat your kid at this age for if they want to be a man or a woman. It's getting nuts, man. I
Yeah,
don't. It's
it
too
is.
weird. I don't have an answer for any of this. All I can say is I was glad I was a kid when I was a kid. That's all I can tell you, man.
I
I'm
remember
so glad.
watching the end of Star Wars, the last Star Wars. After they win, they always have the little celebration. Everybody's high-fiving one another. And two characters that you didn't even see in the movie I mean, they weren't a part of the movie. They weren't any characters. Uh, you might have seen one of the actresses once. She has a small part. And at the very end, when the movie ends, uh, they start making out. Two chicks start making out in Star Wars.
Well, look, put it this way. I'm sure some teenager out there thinks it's hot. And let me tell you, they're good looking women and everything. And you can't even say that. If
That's the
they're
point.
if they're women, if they're
Why
just
are
forget
you
it's
forcing that? What's the point? I mean, it has nothing to
you'd
do.
have to ask the director. See, that's
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at. You know what it is? Selling fucking tickets. This isn't about
I really
rent.
would, they could make a story, not put two women just making out for the hell of it. How about having a story behind some love, maybe some passion, like
Yeah,
they
make a
fought
whole
for
thing
each other.
about it.
Do
Yeah.
something like that where if you're gay, you're like, damn right. Like,
But
yes,
Brokeback Mountain and the
yes.
Stars,
I mean, for me, it's
Galactic Mountains.
straight Galactus. But look, I think at the end of the day, to me, it came down to look, everything ended for me with Star Wars when Luke Skywalker became a hologram. When he was no longer fighting his own wars, when he no
Jesus.
longer swung his lightsaber, when he no longer stand like a samurai against the tide. And you
When he
had this
threw his
whole
lightsaber away.
digital marketing propaganda voodoo machine saying he wasn't even there. And people loving it. I'm sorry, if you love that, I don't know if I could get along with you. I hope I can, but I don't
No,
think so.
man.
That was a
No.
horrible movie. You build it up, and the director's not a bad director, but I know that the
No, he took a
producers
left turn. That fucking guy took
left,
a
he went
left
off the
turn.
road. It's a couple of flat tires, my friend. My God, that's
Yeah.
just and to have such Adam Driver's such a good actor to have that build up to him work with that anger and building it up. So he's playing Pac-Man. He's gonna fight Pac-Man. That's it.
Oh,
Anyway,
waste. But I just want to be clear before we could cut this subject out that this isn't a rant,
no,
and
it's
it's
not.
not an attack on anybody that's gay, and it's not an attack on anybody that is, of any other sexual preference. I think it's just, in all honesty, it's a question of boundaries. That's all it is. It's boundaries. I think there's enough boundaries uh, that we have and set in their place for a reason. Just like you have your own private property. I don't push my belief on somebody else. I don't push my sexual preference on somebody else. I respect everybody's sexual preference. If, hey, the neighbor next to me, he's into dressing up and putting feathers on and feeding vultures, good for him. That's his thing. All right, fine. But what I'm saying here is there's boundaries. You don't have to push it onto me, and that's the problem. The having to push that agenda on people and children that are that are still formulating their thought process and
Well,
reasoning process, and
I mean,
that is dangerous.
Well, I'm going to use some common sense here. I don't think it's going away. I think it's going to be part of the new things to come. I think it's up to parents to watch out for their kids, to protect them, to guide them, and to do whatever you want. But this is the tricky part. It's a lot of work for parents to do that. And unfortunately, times have changed. I don't see this going back. I actually think they're going to push harder.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of people on TikTok, and look, it's Frankenstein stuff. Frankenstein stuff. It's teenagers messing with hormones, and look, to me, my opinion, that's a bad thing, you know. And good luck to all the parents out there and all the kids, because they're kids. I wish people well, and if somebody can come up with a rational answer and maybe something to protect kids, because at the end of the day, the parents are supposed to protect them. And I don't know if that's going to work out at the moment. I don't know. Some will, some won't. What can you do? I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, well, this is why we have the thought-provoking Nexus Wormhole, to bring and tackle the hard subjects nobody wants to talk about.
Another magical moment. Anyway, this has been the Nexus, and we want to thank you guys for listening out there. If you're listening to us next year, next month, tomorrow, in the next hour, we want to send you a lot of love out there, and hope you're expressing yourself and understand these are just our opinions, and you have to have conversations. You have to have a thought process. So maybe it can all be like Star Trek someday, and we all respect each other, and we're exploring the new worlds. Anyway, any closing thoughts, Leche?
Closing thoughts would be like the great mystical master Walter Mercado would say, mucho, mucho amor. And I highly recommend you watch the Netflix documentary about Walter Mercado. The man is the epitome of what we're talking about. Love in the stars.
Y mucho, mucho vino. Good night, everybody. Eddie! La gossy time. Nexus has been the Nexus Wormhole. Sonic Rascal and Leche the Mono. Out.
You are in the Nexus Wormhole.
You are in the Nexus Wormhole with your host, Sonic Rascal.